This is the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast. We have assembled the world's finest sports and trivia dorks to prove once and for all that we are just as bad at this as we were at sports.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast, sports trivia for those of us who rode the pine. I am Eric, and I have the pleasure of being your host for today's very special game. Today, we have Scott and Josh. They will be teaming up to take on the returning team of, if you already clicked the download, you already saw who's on. So it's Levack and Goz. Welcome back, guys. Why don't you take a minute, remind us who you guys are, anything new going on with you since the last time you were on?
We used to be the most dominant afternoon sports talk show in the capital region, also the only live one, local one. Now I'm the president of the Albany Empire Arena football team, as well as doing some podcasting and working for Techie's Fire and Water Restoration. And then that nerd over there, I'll tell you what he does now.
I would say we're the most dominant sports podcast in the capital region. So there's not a lot, but I would say we're that. And I would say I'm also doing some stuff from CBS 6 here locally. So we're in the digital age, as you can tell, is how close my face is to my camera and how I'll be complaining about if my phone will die at 45% battery throughout this.
Guys became really old is what he's trying to tell you. It happened.
It's Father Time comes for everybody. All right. And then we got Josh and Scott and Josh, however you want to say it. How are you guys doing tonight?
I'm good. You guys don't want to hear from us. Like, we should just get to the game. Like, it's all about these guys at this point. You know who we are if you're listening. And if you're new, then hi. I don't know what took you so long, but enjoy.
It's fair.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. Mm-hmm. What Scott said.
Wow.
I'm sorry. Would you like me to expand? Let's see. I'm a week out from my COVID game when I beat Eric Eid. Do you want me to keep going? I can talk about that.
Go ahead, keep going. I mean, we love to talk about things that,
awesome.
you know.
Capital Region sports fans didn't know about this. I'd like to hear about it.
Yeah. Hey, guys, get out of the way. Let him keep angering the host.
I was going to sit here and shake my head.
You beat him too, Josh.
I understand that. I know not to poke the bear.
I'm not worried about the bear because I'm under Jake Manny on his hit list. So Jake's first. So I'm
sure?
good.
He might have quietly moved us to the top of the list.
You've now just changed my coin toss question, so you know.
What is Goz's?
You turn it into a gimme and not a coin flip anymore.
I might change the second name on my coin flip here. So
boy.
let's see how this goes.
Well, they're getting it, so go for it.
Let's kick it over to Dan for the rules.
We'll be starting off with the coin flip question to warm up the teams. This will be followed by 4 quarters of play, each with a different trivia style. The styles of quarters 1 through 3 will change from show to show, and I will explain them as we go along. Like any good sporting event, we will have a halftime show after the second quarter with entertainment questions pertaining to sports. And in the fourth quarter, our teams will wager from their points accumulated to see your today's clipboard captains to be honored like the true benchwarmers they are. All right, let's get this game underway.
Thank you, Dan. So it's time for the coin flip, a 50-50 warm-up question worth 10 points. And as always, this will go to the guests. So what I want to know is who has more starts for the Raiders in their career? Jeff Hostetler or Rich Gannon?
You just want to say Rich Gannon right away.
I would say Hostetler just because I feel like they're going to try to trick us out of the gates here.
Yeah, it feels too natural to say Gannon. So yeah, I'll go with you in Hostetler.
Checking in with Hostetler?
Yeah.
All right. So Rich Gannon played for the Raiders from 1999 through 2004, and he started a grand total of 74 games. Jeff Hostetler played from 93 to 96. If you add that up, it's only 55 games.
Yeah.
I apologize. I tried to give you a gimme, and you guys thought I was trying to trick you. I was not. I apologize.
Our untrusting nature bit us right in the hiney. It was bad.
We've played too many trivia games at 50-50 thinking go for the other.
Mm-hmm. Right. We've had so many attempts on here where it's like, well, it's just got to be this, and it was the other thing. So we completely overthought it. Mm-hmm. I blame myself, and I'm a failure. And later there will be repercussions.
He said it bit him in the Sonia Heine. Did you hear that? There's a callback.
The cheeks for shard. Sort of bit
yes, right between the cheeks for shard on that one.
All right. So after the coin flip, we got a score of Levack and Goz with 0 and SJ 10. So I'm just gonna call you guys SJ all night. It was Michael Orr's brother from The Blind Side, if anybody's paying attention.
Don't ruin halftime.
I'm guessing it's also actually his brother in, like real life.
No, that I doubt that movie was based on any facts whatsoever.
Before we get to the first quarter, we wanted to let you know that we are on Patreon if you'd be interested in supporting us financially. Your contributions will be used to help us cover the costs that it takes to bring you the high-quality sports trivia you have come to expect from us. There's also some great perks that come with the Patreon membership to the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast, including bonus episodes and Benchwarmers swag. You can find us at patreon.com/benchwarmerstp. Thanks.
Today's first quarter will be pre and post game.
Pre and post game. For this quarter, there will be 4 before and after style questions. For example, if I said, what all-time leader in receptions for the Indianapolis Colts was a Notre Dame safety drafted by the Minnesota Vikings, the answer would be Marvin Harrison Smith. Each question is worth 25 points.
All right, pre-post game question number 1. Undrafted winger who broke out in Florida and was selected by Vegas in the expansion draft the following season and was a Norwegian figure skater and film star, winning 3 gold medals in the Olympics.
Levack, what do you think?
I legit have very little to add to what you just wrote. So if you like it, go with it.
Okay. We are checked in.
All right. So Levack and Goz have checked in. Scott and Josh, you guys are free to talk it out.
Sure.
All right. So the first thing that caught my eye was the way he worded Norwegian figure skater and film star. So I thought to myself, do you know any figure skaters who did porn?
Oh, but I will research later.
I can think of one. She did not win gold medals, though. She, do you count a filmed honeymoon as porn star? But it's not her. I think Sonia Henny is the second half. So
she's got sweet gams.
So the first half is it's going to be somebody's son.
So that's why, so a hockey player, Eriksson or Samuelson.
Because there's only like a bajillion in the history of the NHL.
So we just have to pick something.
Are you guys trying to tell me people with Norwegian heritage have a lot of names that end in son? I feel like that's racist in some level.
I was just saying hockey players in general have names that end in son.
Levack, also clearly you and I misunderstood this start to the game because our answer is so far off.
Oh, no. I understood it. Just had no idea since you came up with anything. I completely support your answer, even though it's horribly wrong.
I don't have anything for the first part.
All right, so we just need
unless I could be wrong. Maybe it isn't Sonia Henny. I thought she's.
Yeah, but even if it's not, I mean, now we have to think of a different Norwegian figure skater. It's hard enough to come up with one.
Yeah.
I think we stick with Sonia Henny. I just don't know. All right. Who's someone with last name Son? Ingrid Michaelson. Do you like her? She's a musician. You can do that.
Sure.
Okay. There's got to be at least one Ingrid Michaelson fan of all of our listeners.
Probably, maybe one.
It's you, Trevor Hogue. All right, we're gonna check in with Ingrid Michael Sonia Henny.
All right, and Levack and Goz, what'd you guys come up with?
I forgot how we played this game, so I wrote Marc-Andre Fleury.
I was trying to come up with a good Kip Winger joke, but it didn't come to me, so I went with Goz's answer. I thought that'd be funny.
Norwegian figure skater Andre Fleury. Fortunately, neither team's getting points on this one. The correct answer was Jonathan Sonia Henny. Sorry.
I got to tell you, even hearing the answer, I still would get it wrong.
I do too. I'm right there with you.
Yeah, if he asked it for question 2.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
all right, pre and post game question number 2. Goalie, who is third all-time in wins as an American, spending most of his career in Buffalo and Pittsburgh, and was one of only 2 skaters to defend a ladies' singles Olympic title, The other being Katarina Witt. Sorry.
What's up with Eric with the women questions?
He's trying to use them all up so nobody else can use them when he plays.
If I just do them all, no one has any left.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know if that's right, Levack.
I mean, you've checked some boxes.
Yeah. You know what? Let's lock it in.
Give me a second. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Levack and Goz have checked in Scott and Josh.
3 questions. One that should have been an easy slam dunk for me, and I have been completely useless thus far.
So with the way the first one was worded, and then because she's a 3-time Olympic gold medalist, I'm guessing one of those she had to have defended. So I'm guessing the second half, he's being funny here, is going to be Sonja Henie again.
Okay.
So a goalie that ends
In like so.
I mean, I have no idea who he played for. I couldn't even really tell you if he's American or not, but Tom Barrasso, it was a goalie.
He sounds like he would be a Penguin.
Like I said, I couldn't tell you anything about him other than he's a goalie. Don't know where he's from. Don't know where he played.
You know what?
That one at least fits.
I think I used to flirt with a girl that worked at the Price Chopper on 2nd Ave named Emily Barrasso. So for her, I say we do it.
Shout out to Emily.
We'll check in with Tom Barrasso, Sonja Henie.
Okay, and Levack and Goz, what do you got?
I went with Pat LaFontaine-ya Harding.
Oh.
One team getting their points. The correct answer is Tom Barrasso, Sonja Henie.
Woo. Thank you, Emily.
I love that Goz legitimately looked up like, I think we got the points here.
I'll say this. At least you did it pre and post game style this time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Progress.
he's getting better.
I was once again looking for a joke that would have been like Icy McFlatass or something. I couldn't come up with any. I had nothing. Nothing.
All right, let's move on to question number 3. Hopefully this gets better. Miami Hurricane defensive end who was recently selected in the first round of the NFL draft. It was a skater whose name and likeness were mentioned and portrayed by an ice skating Donald Duck in Walt Disney's 1939 The Hockey Champ.
I got it.
Okay, I trust you.
We're checked in.
All right, Scott and Josh have checked in. Levack and Goz, you guys can talk about what you're thinking.
I'm just so frustrated because that D end I know has like a very he's tall, he's 6. I think the Bills took him. He's got like a French last name, but I have no clue on the Duck. So I'm good to lock in your answer, Levack.
You want to lock in mine?
We're not going to get closer.
All right. Well, we came up with Dwayne the Flock Johannesson.
Scott and Josh, what do you got? It's close. It's very close.
I mean, Goz has everything but the name. He definitely described the Bills defensive end. At first, I was on Jalen Phillips, but that didn't fit. We figured the second half would be Sonja Henie, just based on the way that this game has gone.
Well, in 1939, where that's right in the wheelhouse for Sonja Henie. So
I was trying to think of someone to end in so, and in my head, I was like, Rene Russo? And then I was like, oh, Russo. I think that is his name. So we checked in with Gregory Sonja Henie.
One team getting points. The correct answer is Greg Sonja Henie.
I just hate that we've legitimately been told multiple times Sonja Henie's part of the answer, and we still continue to leave her out on the answers.
Got one more, maybe.
We could score better by not being here. Goz is onto something when he couldn't figure out how to log in.
On to the last question of pre and post game here. Question number 4. Skater who has 19 singles gold medals between the Olympics, the World Championships, and the European Championships, and a defensive end who led the league in sacks in the early 90s, winning back-to-back Super Bowls in the late 90s.
we'll check in.
All right, Scott, Josh checked in. Levack and Goz, what do you got?
I'm trying to think of the other. Alfred Williams is next to somebody on that D line, Levack, and I can't think of who it is. So I don't know if we got anything either on this. I know Romanowski's a linebacker, so he doesn't count. Right. Bill or Roma, Sonja Henie.
It's backwards. You're going back to front.
No, I'm no. I'm drawing a blank. Sonia, Henny, and Nish Williams.
That was one that was actually suggested to me by Dan that I did not use.
Ooh.
For nothing.
Sorry. I thought being a Raiders fan you would get this, but
yeah.
All right, Scott and Josh, what did you guys come up with?
Well, yours at least had a football player. Well, I don't know. Maybe this guy did play football at some point before he got all into science.
He would have been able to scientifically be a sack master.
Sure. So we checked in with Sonia Haniel DeGrasse Tyson.
So both teams got the first part right. The second part. So if I would tell you he was on the Kansas City Hall of Fame, would that help anybody?
I'm guessing it's Neil something.
He won back-to-back Super Bowls with the Broncos.
We figured it was Denver, yeah.
Sack leader in 1993, retired as a member or was a Charger in his last season. First round, 1988, second overall pick. So the correct answer was Sonia Haniel Smith.
The master of the breathe right strip.
That is right.
As soon as he said Kansas City, I was like, son of.
Josh, had we done a Lucky Smith?
That is true. We could have, rather than go funny, we could have. Smith has worked once before for me for the Luckies.
I don't know what the career record on Levack and Goz pre and post game round is, but we got to be like 1 for 2.
It's not good.
I mean, our brains do not work on that game. That is for sure.
You have some of the best answers, but I don't think you got any of them.
But none of them are right.
I quite enjoyed Pat LaFontaine-ya Harding. That was a great answer.
2022 Benchwarmers Awards. We want to be nominated for that.
We can get you a Benchie.
All right. So after the first quarter, we have a score.
No, we don't. We don't.
We have one score. We have Scott and Josh with 60. And let's move on to the second quarter. Levack and Goz with 0. All right. So today's second quarter will be 5-on-3.
Five on 3. For this quarter, there will be 3 categorized lists containing 5 items, where each item is worth 10 points. The teams will attempt to guess as many items as they can. However, if a team has an incorrect guess, they will receive 0 points for that list.
Five on 3. Question number 1. I want the top 5 quarterbacks in passing touchdowns in their first 2 seasons.
All right, we're going to lock ours in.
All right, Levack and Goz have checked in. Josh and Scott, what do you got?
We have a lot of people that we feel marginally confident in. I feel really good about Justin Herbert. I'm pretty sure that he's on there.
Yeah, I agree. He kind of went gangbusters right away.
Yeah, he's like over 30 both seasons, I think. So, and then Marino, I like as well.
One that we didn't mention, he didn't play his rookie year, but he threw 50 touchdowns.
It's Mahomes.
It was Mahomes in his second year. I don't know if that's enough to get.
It might be though when you think 5.
About it. I mean, because did he throw 50? Wasn't that what he threw in that second season?
Yeah.
His first actual season as a starter.
Yep. Yeah, I immediately dismissed him because he didn't start his entire first season. But yeah,
sadly, or not sadly, just amazingly, he's got to probably be close.
Well, you're right, because I think Herbert has gone close to, if not over 30 both years. So let's say he's at 60.
60, maybe a little over.
Because Marino's probably not even that far over 50 if he's over 50, just based on the fact that they didn't throw as much back then, even though he did.
He threw a lot.
But they still, guys weren't throwing 50 touchdowns. Should we go Herbert, Marino, take a chance on Mahomes?
If you want.
I kind of like the Mahomes logic because I forgot that he threw 50. I think 50, that's a lot, right?
Because the only reason I think he could be close is that.
Yeah, because I was thinking Cam Newton because he threw for over 4,000 yards as a rookie, but he had a lot of yards. He didn't necessarily have a lot of touchdowns, and he ran for a lot of his.
Yeah. If you want to go with those 3, I'm fine.
I feel good about that. Earmuffs, guys, but we have a little bit of a lead to play with, so I think we can.
What?
We can gamble.
All right, what do you got? What are you going with?
Score?
A little bit.
So we're going with Justin Herbert, Dan Marino, and who did we go?
Patrick Mahomes
as the third.
All right, and Levack and Goz, what did you guys come up with?
We went Herbert, we went Marino, and when he finished his rookie season, he had the most passing touchdowns of ever in a rookie season, I believe, and yards. I believe Baker Mayfield's on this list.
Unfortunately, I'm going to go through the list one by one.
Okay.
So we got Justin Herbert, 69 touchdowns in 32 games played, so he is number one.
Nice.
Dan Marino threw for 20 touchdowns in his rookie season. And then he threw for 48 his second season, so he's number two with 68.
Okay.
Number three was not mentioned for an answer, but his name did come up. He wasn't sacked a lot, but he threw for a lot. It's Derek Carr.
I told you guys.
53.
I told you.
You said 53 total between
53.
them?
That should give us Mahomes.
That's third. So fourth, in 32 games, he was not brought up. He was now in Denver. It's Russell Wilson with 52.
He was in our chat.
He was in our chat, but I didn't feel
say
strong about it.
Yeah.
So people who were not on this list, we have Jameis Winston, Carson Palmer, Carson Wentz, Joe Burrow, Andy Dalton, all very close. Fifth answer, in 32 games played, 52 touchdowns, is Peyton Manning.
Yeah, he was in our chat too.
So Patrick Mahomes missed it by 2.
Duh.
Baker Mayfield missed it by 3 with 49 in his first 2. So unfortunately, neither team getting any points.
That was a great question.
But this is a wonderful list. If you ever look at it, the names that pop up on here, like Marcus Mariota, 45, he was going to be awesome.
Right. He will be this year. He will
Blake
be this
Bortles, Blake Bortles, 46 in his first 2 seasons.
The only 2 seasons that he played.
He bagged my groceries today. So.
Speaking of bagging groceries, 17 games in his first
Kurt
2
Warner?
seasons. Kurt Warner.
Yeah, but he was 45. So.
And then you got Mark Rippon at the bottom with 40, tied with Drew Bledsoe.
Mark Rippon always like Phillip Rivers has fart face. Like he always looks like he smells a fart. Mark Rippon looks like he's like a second away from a hate crime at any second. Like he just,
Well, Scott, we discussed all the answers in our chat.
We did.
We just
Except for Mayfield, that was a good poll because he
It was
did break
good.
the record. I forgot about that.
he just didn't have as strong of a second season. Obviously, he was just a little shy. I mean, that's crazy.
All right.
Seriously, Mahomes with 50. That's
So
forgot
we're
that.
gonna,
Like, yeah, it had to be close, but dang it.
we're gonna narrow this down a little bit more. Hopefully, Levack, this helps you out a little bit.
Okay.
Question number 2. I've asked this before about Browns and Bears quarterbacks, but I want to know the last 5 unique quarterbacks to start all games for the Raiders in a season.
yeah, we'll check in.
All right, Levack and Goz have checked in. Scott and Josh, how much do you know about Raiders quarterbacks?
I
think we know who they are, just not how often they play.
well, and are there, so we agree.
We're really
Carr,
close to that Browns jersey. That's all I'm
Right.
saying.
Derek Carr, Rich Gannon,
Yeah.
and we don't think anyone in between.
I had Carson Palmer at some point.
But that guy never played full seasons.
No, I know. I don't feel comfortable that he would have lasted, especially that was later in his career. I don't think he would have lasted an entire season. Matt McGloin, he took over that year Carr got hurt.
And then Hostetler from the coin flip question. I think he's got to be in that top 5.
I think, right, because he said, I think it was 54 games in 3 seasons from the coin flip. So conventional wisdom says hopefully.
At least one of the seasons he probably played a full, started the full. But I couldn't tell you between Hostetler and Gannon if there's anyone else. I'd be cool with the 3.
You want to do those 3?
Going Carr, Gannon, and Hostetler.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Let's do it.
Right, we'll check those in.
Okay, and Levack and Goz, what are your answers?
We're gonna go Carr. We're gonna go Gannon. We're gonna go Hostetler, and then I'm gonna break out a little Jay Schrader just to get that 4th answer.
So names that did not come up. These are names that are close.
Close.
Very close. 15 games for Carson Palmer.
Yeah.
Jamarcus Russell.
75 first-round picks for him, so it's fine.
Jamarcus Russell started 15 games in a season.
Levack, what did I say? I told you he was close. I told you DeMarcus.
Jabusto Russell.
God, they played him for 15 games in a season. Yikes!
Now, here are the names that I never would have even come up with is Kerry Collins.
Oh, I
started
forgot
15 games for the Raiders one year.
I remember
that. Right after the Rich Gannon era ended, Kerry Collins was the new guy. All right, so the answers we have to do that one time. We have Jay Schrader, another quarterback who only did it once, Jeff Hostetler. Then we have Jeff George, who did it one time.
I forgot he played for the Raiders.
He played everywhere, so it was...
Derek Carr did it 6 times, and Rich Gannon did it 4. So both teams getting their points. One team getting 30, the other getting 40.
Got some points.
We're on the board, baby.
Nice poll with Schrader.
Let's go. Jay Schrader was because he was actually drafted by the Redskins at the time before that was a racist statement.
Wow.
But he was a pitcher for the Blue Jays, and every year in the quarterback competition, he would have go up for the strongest arm. Dude could throw through a brick wall. Sadly, that brick wall was made from the same thing that his brain was made from, and that is why he once tackled Marcus Allen in the backfield in a nasty loss to the Buffalo Bills in the playoffs.
I would say they were demolished by the Bills in the AFC Championship thanks to Jay Schrader. It was like 50-something to
51 to 3. I didn't cry about it. He literally turns the hand of ball to Marcus Allen and kicks his leg out. Like if you told me that he bet the Bills minus 45, I would believe you. First time I cried at a sporting event ever.
So we're going to go to question number 3 in the 5-on-3 second quarter. We got more Raiders talk, so I hope you like that last one. I want the last 5 unique 1,000-yard rushers for the Raiders. However, not including Josh Jacobs.
All right, let's lock in.
All right, we're locked in.
All right, Levack and Goz checking in. Scott and Josh, what are you coming up with?
Napoleon Kaufman, because I used him in NFL Blitz.
But that's the one I'm afraid of, that he might just be too far back, that there might be because so Latavius Murray, I think he had to have gone over 1,000.
Probably.
Darren McFadden, I think he absolutely did.
And then Lamont Jordan I named, but again, he could have been 800 yards. He could have just got over 1,000. And then Ty Wheatley, I think he got over 1,000.
Okay. So do you want to go with those 4? Do you want to go with just 3 and take Jordan off?
Yeah, I think we should play it safe and take Jordan off.
So go Murray, McFadden, and Wheatley?
I feel strongest about those 3.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
All right, so we're going to check in those 3. Murray, Wheatley, and McFadden.
And Levack and Goz?
All right, so we're gonna go back to Marcus Allen. We're gonna put him in there. We're gonna put in Justin Fargas. We're gonna put in Ty Wheatley, and we are gonna put in the scourge of Central Western New York, Latavius Murray.
So let's start at the top. In 2015, we have Latavius Murray, who ran for 1,066 yards.
Yeah.
2010, with 1,157, we have Darren McFadden.
That was hurt too much.
2007, we have 1,009 yards for one Justin Fargas.
Oh, bang.
In 2005, we have 1,025 yards for Lamont Jordan.
Okay. we're hosed. We're hosed.
Oh, God.
And the last one. So in 1995 and 1997, you have Napoleon Kaufman, who did it in 97. And 1995, you had Harvey Williams. But in 2000, with 1,046 yards, you had Tyrone Wheatley. So one team getting their points.
I can't believe I didn't remember Harvey Williams. Harvey Williams had a giraffe neck.
Yes.
It was frightening watching that dude run. I thought he was going to get hurt every time. Oh, that's hurt.
I can't believe I forgot Justin Fargas. I only remember him because...
Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about it. I forgot he even went there. See? He's one of those guys.
So here's just an unrelated trivia question. How many players do you think recorded at least one positive yard for the Raiders last year rushing?
I'm gonna
Just
go.
don't even think about it that long.
I'd say
How
5.
many? 5?
I'd
One,
say
at least one rushing yard for the
I'm
Raiders
gonna go
last year.
18.
14.
Jeez.
Wow.
There's
There was a lot of turnover for the Raiders last year. A lot of turnover.
There should be 15, but Brian Edwards has one rush for 0 yards
Oh,
and a fumble.
And that's why he
Oh,
had to go.
no.
I was going to say that's why he's not there anymore.
He had 1 carry, 0 yards, and fumbled the ball. So,
And that was the darkest moment for the Raiders last year, oddly enough. Weird.
all right. That-
Eric's like out.
no, we can talk about it. I mean,
No. That's not.
I send
It's
emails
sad.
once in a while.
I'd tell you again, not the darkest moment for the Raiders. There's a legit homicide. And then a threat from a different dude for a legit homicide.
There's a whole coaching thing. Yeah, there's stuff going on.
mean,
Can you do the top 5 homicides in Raider history, Eric?
Oh,
I'll work on that for the third quarter.
I'm uncomfortable. I just want to put this out
that's too few. That's a dean's list. There's you need more than 5.
yeah,
It'd be
Mount
the-
Rush,
the
2 Mount
five-
Rushmores for Raiders.
It'd be the last 5 unique again. That's all.
Right. No, you know what we do? We do the Adirondack mountain chain of Raider felonies in the last 5 years.
Do you have to go that far back?
They were good for a second or two. They behaved themselves. This year, not the case.
All right. After the second quarter, we have a score of Levack and Goz finally gets on the board with 40 points,
It's hurtful.
and Scott and Josh with 120. So this brings us to halftime, which I mailed in. I'm sorry.
You wrote within the last hour or so?
Yeah, roughly. I finished it right before I came downstairs.
All right. Good.
While
good.
we were screwing up the questions, Eric wrote this.
It is now time for the halftime show. There will be 3 entertainment questions pertaining to sports, with each question worth 25 points.
All right, so question number 1. I'm so sorry for this question. In the Weird Al song CNR, who won the Tour de France with 2 flat tires and a missing chain?
All right, we checking in?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to check in with our answer.
All right, Levack and Goz have checked in. Scott and Josh, talk it out.
So the song is about Charles Nelson Riley, CNR. So I'm guessing that's who the answer is, because I can't think of anyone else the song he would have in there. So
Better than anything I have, as you can see in our chat. So, yep, go for it.
we're I didn't see. We're gonna check in with Charles Nelson Riley.
Okay, Levack and Goz.
Pepe Le Pew, please. Check.
All-time French athlete.
Oh.
So this man allegedly trained a rattlesnake to do his laundry.
Oh,
He could rip your beating heart out.
oh no.
And he had his own line at the DMV. The correct answer is Charles Nelson Riley.
Okay. God said Chuck Norris. When you started saying that stuff, I was like, oh no. Oh no.
It took me a second to get to who the song was about, but
Even when you said it, I was like, I don't know if that's right.
yeah, that's as Eric can attest. He might be considered a bigger fan than I am, but I'm not too far behind. I get to see him in a week from today. I get to see him.
Damn you, Grammy bomb watch.
So I saw him in Rochester, 2 months ago? 2 months
Did he play?
I was going to say, was he just there, or did he actually have a show?
Not pull. No, did he? I can't remember his set list because they all blur together. I've seen him too many times. I apologize.
Because this one is mostly his originals, right? Isn't that the whole?
It's all his originals
all
except the
originals.
end. Except the end, he does a medley.
Okay,
Not to ruin it,
cool.
but
Looking
whatever.
forward to it.
So question number 2. This is very easy, very simple. What school did Shane Falco attend?
Oh man,
I feel ashamed already. This is very simple, very easy.
Footsteps. Falco was his nickname.
Not Supernova?
No.
That's Sammy Castronova, who's been sending me his new nicknames.
Oh
I
God.
feel like we might have to have some sort of press conference for him to reveal what his nickname's going to be.
He keeps sending. I think he wants Rocky, which is not going to happen. I'm not going to.
That's the worst. That's a dog's nickname.
Right. He's from Buffalo. He can't have a Philadelphia nickname.
I mean, does he want to be associated with not being able to talk very well?
He's from Buffalo. His nickname's officially Hot Wings.
They're trying to get
I
that.
don't hate it. I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
Oh,
That's not
If your
bad.
last name is Castronova, you got to be Supernova. I mean,
I
if
feel like
Nova's your name.
yeah, Hot Wing seems like more of a receiver, or running back, someone pretty fast.
Right, and
Hot Wings over there.
Though Supernova does lead the league in rushing, every rushing category right now. I won't allow it. He's got a dad bod.
Yeah.
You want that one?
Yeah.
All right, we're checking in.
Levack and Goz checked in again. Scott and Josh.
If we're gonna be wrong, we're gonna be wrong quick. That's all I'm saying.
And I
Appreciate
appreciate it.
Yeah.
I have not seen
Goz's
this
phone
movie.
is gonna die. So
I'm not
No,
sure
no,
I've seen
no.
this.
We're gonna make it.
I don't think I've seen this movie, and
Yeah, it's been a long time for me as well.
I don't know if I've seen it more than once when around
Really?
the time it came out.
It's a great movie.
what? I referenced it twice this week.
Oh, I'm a son of a bitch. I say that once a day to somebody. Oh, I'm a son of a bitch.
A team in our league just signed a bunch of guys that nobody likes, and I'm like, it's like that moment when everybody comes back in the replacements.
So Scott, you got anything on this?
I don't. I don't even remember if it's fictional or not.
I don't. I vaguely don't remember. I think it was a real school, but I don't know
Okay.
which one. So pick one of the 200, Division one football teams.
Maybe D1. Okay, I was gonna say there's a lot of options. Maybe Bethel. Maybe he went the way of Sammy Supernova. I don't know. Penn State, since it's Eric asking.
Ooh.
Sure. I'm fine. Whatever. I have no clue.
We'll check in with Penn State.
All right, and Levack and Goz.
At first, we were afraid, we were petrified to give this answer, but UCLA, we're gonna go with.
Oh, so Mr. Falco, left-handed quarterback, All-American, fell off the grid after choking in the 1996 Sugar Bowl as a member of the Ohio State.
I don't know what you just said.
Now I know I blocked that out. Now I know why. Go Blue.
I don't remember that game.
Didn't you vote for him in the Heisman, Goz?
I did. Shane Falco.
He should have got it. Danny Werfel. Come on.
I just want to point out that Goz told me all year how much he loved Aidan Hutchinson and then did not vote for him to get the Heisman, so he can kiss my ass.
I did. It's true.
That's my
Question
teammate.
number
That's my teammate I told to kiss my ass, by the way.
Question number 3. What professional team did Mr. Cooper play for? Briefly.
Oh my God, I know this one.
You do too? All right, write you on, and if you agree with me, we're good.
Scott, I didn't hang with Mr. Cooper.
That's pretty obvious.
Levack and Goz are checking
Why is
in.
that
We're
obvious?
checking.
are
I cannot
checking
believe it. I'm
in.
almost 100% sure I know this.
Levack
you
and
are,
Goz have checked in
You are right.
fast, even without editing. This was a fast check-in. Scott and Josh.
That's what she said.
Emily. Thank you, Emily. Press Chopper.
Oh yes, Emily over at Price Chopper. We all know Emily.
So,
I used to cash my checks there.
Scott, I'm not quite.
Is that what
you didn't
is that
need
what it's
to
called?
at your
He just
job.
went for Emily.
So, Scott, I'm not sure.
She was
what
like
you-
paper or plastic.
Always plastic, Scott. Always.
He might have allergies, Eric.
Scott, I'm not quite sure what you were insinuating about. It's obvious that I was not hanging with Mr. Cooper.
Oh.
You were watching other types of. You were watching like White Shadow. Like,
Wow.
Reference.
no, I
Holly
don't.
Robinson Pete fan, I guess. Huh?
Yes.
I don't have this, Josh. I couldn't even tell you what sport Mr. Cooper played. I remember watching it like with my mom. I was pretty young when it was on. and I haven't gone back.
For some reason, I would think basketball, and not.
I mean, he's very tall,
He's
so I would.
tall.
I would think so.
Wow, Josh. Wow.
He's
wow,
tall.
Josh. Wow.
He's tall.
I don't know. First, Scott fires off. They're like, of course, you didn't watch. You're white. And then you fire back with it. Maybe he played basketball because he's tall, a.k.a. not white.
Yeah. He didn't play for the Commanders, Scott. Jeez.
No.
Josh is a great shade of red right now.
Yeah, Josh, I don't even know where it took place. I'm assuming if we knew where the show took place, we'd be able to pinpoint the corresponding team, but I couldn't tell you. You're probably thinking like, oh, Detroit, right? Naturally, but
No, actually, that wasn't even the team. If I was going to say a team name, I was going to say the Lakers.
Oh, and
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. There's a lot of them in LA, right? I get it.
I don't know. 76ers. I don't know.
Well, Scott's in LA.
I am.
Are you really? I thought you were here.
No, I moved last summer.
He was there.
How dare you?
I got out. You know,
It's like escape from New York, literally.
I got a cease and desist letter from Emily, and I was like, let me just.
You use paper too much. That's why.
That's right.
I'm 80% sure. I'm 80% sure Juan Soto drove past us today. So I like living here for little moments like that.
All right.
And I'll be at the Derby on Monday.
Speaking
so
of little moments like that, what's up, Emily? How you doing?
Woo! Yeah, I mean the Lakers seems pretty obvious, right? This would have been Showtime era.
Yeah, I mean,
sure, why not?
And with not knowing where the show takes place.
Yeah, exactly. Couldn't tell you.
Go with it.
All right, Lakers.
All right, Levack and Goz, what do you guys get?
I'm pretty sure that show was filmed in California, so if they get this right, I feel confident it's the Warriors.
Actually,
now I
I
feel
believe
like
it
it's
was
the
Oakland.
Clippers.
I believe it was
I'm
actually
pretty sure it's the
California.
Warriors.
Yeah.
One team getting their points. The correct answer is defending champion Golden State Warriors.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. He was the original Steph Curry. It was no
Well, Smart Curry.
Yeah.
There you
go. Scott, we were in the right state at least.
Yeah. No, it's nice to see that it wasn't the Lakers and that the Warriors got some love, because I'll tell you, early 90s Warriors weren't getting a lot of attention.
But he was like a school teacher. You think he was walking on the Lakers?
Hey, Kareem, take a seat.
Yeah, exactly. Kobe, back down. It's my turn.
So after that wonderful halftime, we got a score update of Levack and Goz 65, Scott and Josh 145.
We'd like to take a minute to invite you to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at BenchwarmersTP. We also have a Facebook group for fans of the pod called The Bench. Join us there to comment on the latest episodes and share cool sports facts and trivia. If you'd be willing to rate and review us on iTunes or Stitcher, we'd greatly appreciate the support so that other people may find this podcast. Thanks.
All right, that brings us to today's third quarter, which will be David versus Goliath, the Heisman edition.
David versus Goliath. This quarter will consist of 3 pairs of questions, one easier, David, and one harder, Goliath. After hearing both questions, the teams will pick one of the 2 questions to answer, either David or Goliath. Each David question is worth 25 points, and each Goliath question is worth 50 points.
So today's David and Goliath Heisman edition, I'm going to give you the school. And you just have to tell me the last player to finish in the top 5 of the Heisman voting.
Ooh. Can we just all agree that if we don't get all these, Goz loses his vote?
Yeah, that's
okay. All right. Okay. All right.
That would be like me not being able to name American Idol winners when I vote every year. Like
it's a little different. It's a little different, Scott.
I'm the president of an arena football team. We start talking arena football, and I don't get it right, I step down. I agree. Okay. All right, good.
All right, question number 1. The school for David is Michigan. The Goliath, San Diego State.
You said top 5, right?
Top 5.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
We're locked in then.
Checked
All
in.
right.
Checked in.
Levack and Goz have
Get the
checked
game
in.
ready. Come on now.
Scott, Josh, you guys can talk it out.
I don't think anyone here did, Josh, but people voted for Aidan Hutchinson last year, so I think that's David.
Yeah, I agree. That was the one I had. But
I
then,
figured.
do you know if
So San Diego State, I really liked Donnell Pumphrey when he was there. He set all these records at running back. I don't know if he finished top 5 though. He had a great prolific season. I don't know. It was in the last 5 years, and it's been, there've been a lot of really good players within that range. You know what I mean? Like, he could have easily not finished in the top 5. And if it's not him, this could very well go all the way back to Marshall Faulk, I think.
Falk doesn't feel like a.
That seems too obvious for a Goliath answer.
An Eid Goliath. No, a David Goliath. Like,
wait, now you're confusing me.
Goliath,
oh, I was like David and Goliath?
Goliath.
That sounds like a Dan thing to have both be the same answer.
That is a Dan. But a David Lux will often have a name that you wouldn't think would be
Sure.
the answer to. Didn't he have a Larry Bird as a?
He did as a Goliath, as if no one knew Larry Bird. Yeah.
So Donnell Pumphrey would be more of a Goliath answer, but if you're not. I mean, I don't know if you think he was in.
When I think San Diego State, the first 2 people I think of are Marshall Faulk and Donnell Pumphrey. So, I'm not. Again, we can just take the David. We know that one unequivocally.
At this point, unless you feel super confident in it, I would say let's go with the David.
I'm probably 50-50 on it, so I think
doesn't
we
sound
just
like enough.
go with David. Yeah, but I felt good about Lamont Jordan. We backed off on that, so. Let's just keep the trend going of us backing off of potential right answers for more points.
Sure. All right. So we're checking in the David with Aidan Hutchinson.
Okay, and Levack and Goz, your answer.
We went with Goliath and Pumphrey. I think he finished 5th. This is so close.
What year do you think you finished 5th?
The year before the Eagles played in the Super Bowl. So that is 2017, maybe?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. 16 or 17.
Let me double check something because
Eric, that means according to Eric, he did not finish 5th.
Somebody, I was gonna say, did somebody finish 5th?
After that, yeah.
Yeah.
Who? No, it can't be right.
Hey guys, don't worry. It's just your vote on the line. It's fine. That you've worked so hard for.
All-time leading rusher in college football history. He finished his career with. He better finish top 5 for this now. You might be right, Eric, if you're checking.
I just want to make sure I didn't overlook anything. David was for Michigan. Aidan Hutchinson finished 2nd in 2021.
Would have finished 1st if one more person voted for him.
Let me check. Wait, hey, let me check.
Yep.
Let me look.
Hater.
Missed by 1 vote. Aidan Hutchinson.
Oh God! You ruined his entire life.
No, the Lions ruined his entire life.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I was saying he ended up with the Lions.
Bryce Young, 684 first place votes. Aidan Hutchinson, 78. It was so close. So close. But no. All right. So, and the answer to the Goliath in 2017, he finished in 5th place. His last name starts with a P, but it's for Rashad Penny.
Fired.
Wow.
Fired.
I forgot he even went there.
I do want to point out that the only thing I added to that was it was that running back, right? So I still feel like I was right.
That was right.
You were
right.
I was right.
Rashad Penny, what a great one.
Donnell Pumphrey finished 10th in 2016.
That's a shame.
That's good.
So I don't know who's going to pick up that vote from you guys, but maybe they would have voted for Aidan Hutchinson. Maybe.
I could have sworn I wrote Rashad Penny. No?
You said the answer.
Check the chat.
Oh, no, he literally just wrote you.
just right now.
There must be a lag. I'm like, well.
All right,
question. Aidan Hutchinson when you should have.
Question number 2 for the David, Tennessee. For the Goliath, Iowa.
All right, we're checking in.
We're checking
in.
Levack and Goz checking in. Scott and Josh, talk it out.
Like I said, does Tennessee go? I mean, does it go all the way back to Manning?
It could.
I mean, he would be a good David answer. Is there anyone else that would make sense for a David answer out of Tennessee?
I can't think of anyone after him that would have had good enough of a season to finish top 5.
Okay.
I don't think it would be a QB. And again, they had Kamara, but he wasn't all that impressive.
Yeah.
At Tennessee, and they've had some good receivers, but it's hard for them to finish top 5.
To be honest, I couldn't tell you how far back Iowa would have to be a top 5.
Yeah,
I'm top 5 to sneak in there.
So I'm trying to think if there's like a running back or someone that could have snuck in. I swear, Eric, if this is Sean Green, because I brought him up that one episode, like
there's nobody I hate in the world more than
I
Sean
know.
Green.
That's why I'm like, this can't be Sean Green.
So I'd be fine saying Peyton Manning for the David, and just I have no clue. And
Yeah,
I'm a Big Ten guy, and I couldn't tell you who.
I'm just trying to think
Iowa
of
would be.
who Iowa's QBs have been since Drew Tate. But they're not a team that I particularly. I mean, they have great tight ends. They're putting in some great tight
Who
ends,
else?
and
Just like Emily.
You know who doesn't make top 5 typically for Heisman? Tight ends. That's
I
not
would agree
typically
on
a
that.
position
Yeah.
that-
I don't think Hawkinson was in the top 5 or Noah Fant.
That's the only thing I'd go with. Is I can't think of anyone for Iowa.
Yeah,
So
let's just do it.
all right, we're gonna check in for the David with Peyton Manning.
Okay, and Levack and Goz, your answer.
We went with Iowa. I think it's a quarterback named Brad Banks in like 02 or like 01.
We almost said Capital Region Zone Jordan Canzeri, but we didn't do that. So
Yeah, I didn't think he was top 5.
no.
Here we
If
go.
this is Brad Banks, you should just double their points for that poll. Like that's
So
I'm
in
okay with that.
finishing second in 1997 for Tennessee is Peyton Manning, and finishing second in 2002 for Iowa, that's one Brad Banks.
Let's
Both
go,
teams getting their
Goz!
points.
wow. He finished second.
Oh,
Guys,
He
did
did.
you vote for him? Did you ever vote back in 02?
Who did he lose to? Oh man, 02. That's I won't even. Yeah, I won't say.
Is that Carson Palmer?
02? Where am I at here?
Sounds about right. I was
Right?
around
Yeah,
Because he
that's
was
Carson.
drafted in 03. So yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Carson Palmer, Brad Banks, Larry Johnson, Willis McGahee, Ken Dorsey, Byron Leftwich, and Washington State great. Anyone?
They had a great.
Just Jason Gesser? No? All right, let's move on.
Wait, did you say Grandmama was drafted? And
Jesus.
Finished third.
What a roster of guys. Anytime you're on a list with Ken Dorsey, you're in good company.
that's
Cliff-
the offensive coordinator of the Buffalo Bills right now. My friend.
That's right.
How many people on this list are coaches? Because you got Cliff Kingsbury finishing 9th.
oh,
And Leftwich, where's he a coach now?
He's
He's
still
still
in
in,
Tampa
the
still.
filthy
he's still
Tampa area.
offensive coordinator.
Yeah. Rooney Rule still, for some reason, he still doesn't have a job. I don't know what's going on.
Because he's got to go freaking take care of Brady one more year.
Yeah.
Brady's
Tampa
gonna
Bay
get him a
sucks.
job
It's a
and
terrible
retire.
team. Everybody likes Tampa's a bad person.
How dare you?
Question number 3 for David and Goliath. For David, we have Syracuse.
Oh no!
And for Goliath, if somebody gets this, good for you. Virginia.
The problem is that Goz is such a Syracuse fan. He's going to take David just to answer the Syracuse question.
Syracuse one's hard though.
That's what I was thinking.
It can't be hard. He just says David, Goliath,
Yeah.
and Virginia. It's supposed to be the easy question.
All right, we're locked in.
Levack and Goz have checked in. Scott and Josh, talk it out.
I came up with the same name for David that you did, was Donovan McNabb. I can't think of anyone else from Syracuse that would have warranted. And I swear, McNabb, didn't he play at Syracuse for like 8 years before he went to the NFL? It seems like he was there forever.
Yeah, I can't really name anyone else either. I mean, Ryan Nassib was cool, but don't think he finished top 5. I'm good with that because I don't have anything for Goliath. This probably goes back pretty far, would be my guess.
You don't feel confident with your question of Matt Schaub for Virginia?
It's like the only person I could think of that played there, and no, I don't feel confident in that.
No, I'm fine with just checking in with McNabb.
Yeah, we're gonna check in. David answer of Donovan McNabb.
Levack and Goz, what was your answer?
We did McNabb too, but I was nervous about Freeney if he snuck Dwight Freeney if he snuck in. But McNabb's our answer.
All right. So in 1998, finishing 5th, we have Donovan McNabb. And finishing 4th in 1990, Sean Moore.
Do it, Josh.
Who? It's been a while since I got to bust that one out.
11th round pick, Sean Moore was drafted by the who's that crappy ass team? The Broncos.
Thank you. Yeah.
So yeah.
McNabb also once dissed Goz very hard at Radio Row. So, we'll accept the answer. We'll accept the points, but he's still a dick.
All right. After the third quarter, we have a score of Scott and Josh 220, making up a little bit of ground. Levack and Goz 140.
There we go.
All right. Okay. Striking distance.
All right. That brings us to the fourth quarter.
The fourth quarter, known as Put Your Fours Up. This quarter consists of 4 categorized questions that teams will wager up to 100 points each, not to exceed their current point total.
The categories for today are as follows. Question 1, funky butt lovin'. Question 2, let the big dog eat. And question 3, hot ice. And question 4, put it in my wheelhouse. So question 1, funky butt lovin' is baseball. Let the big dog eat is NFL. Hot ice is NHL. And put it in my wheelhouse is non-Big Four. It is now time for the teams to place their wagers. Now that the wagers are in, on to the questions. Question number 1, category funky butt lovin'. A game on April 11th, 2022, had the Rays hosting the Athletics. During the first inning, what catcher was hit in the backside by a pitch? A slow-motion version of this video would soon go viral.
We're going to check in.
All right, Levack and Goz checking in. Scott and Josh, talk it out.
Wow, that was a quick check-in. That's not good for us.
That's what Emily used to say.
I don't think I know either team's catchers.
Yeah. I know the Rays have Francisco Mejia as part of their platoon. He was a big time prospect for Cleveland a couple years ago.
Okay.
He platoons with some other guy. That's how a platoon works. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, most teams have a 2 catcher rotation typically, right?
Oakland, they don't have Kurt Suzuki anymore. They have that catcher that got busted for PEDs, I think, last season. And I can't think of his last name. I think his first name is Sean.
Green.
No, not him. I just saw him the other day at the celebrity softball game. Sean Murphy. That's the guy.
Yeah. Well, so we have a catcher
from each team.
So whether it's one of those 2 or some other catcher,
I feel like I'm sure I saw this when it happened, but it's probably left my brain.
I did not see this. This did not come across my social media. So
yeah, I don't know. We can just, I guess, pick between those guys. Murphy or Mejia? What are you feeling?
I don't know.
All right, that doesn't help.
I mean, it could be either, right?
It could very well be neither.
Well, right. It could be a different catcher from one of those teams, but
yeah,
let's go with Mejia.
All right, we're gonna check in with Mejia for 100 points.
And Levack and Goz, answer and wager.
I believe it's a character named Ruiz. Is his last name?
Character.
What was that? It's hard to.
Ruiz. He's going with Ruiz, and it's 10 points.
Fortunately, neither team getting points here. The correct answer is the other guy that Sean and Josh, or Scott and Josh did not mention, Sean Murphy.
Oh,
dang it!
All right.
Yeah, if he literally got hit square in the left cheek, and that ball went flying. Like he just sent it packing. Better than most people hit with their bat.
That ass.
It is. It was nice.
I don't know. When I think about that ass, I wouldn't think of a guy named Sean Murphy. Just saying.
So with that, there has been a lead change, ladies and gentlemen.
Just like that.
Going into question 2, Levack and Goz have taken the lead with 130 to Scott and Josh's 120.
Let's go. Here we go, guys.
Like that, baby. That ass.
We didn't even get it right. We still took the lead.
You wagered well.
Yes.
Question number 2. Let the big dog eat. What quarterback started his first game in a week 1 matchup versus the Jets? He wouldn't get his first win until week 11 versus a division rival. But since 2015, he has the most game-winning drives in the NFL with 29 and the most fourth quarter comebacks with 23.
We're checking in.
All right, Levack and Goz checking in. Scott and Josh, talk it out.
So it's not going to be Kirk Cousins. He doesn't have that many comebacks. But I think this might be Derek Carr.
Yeah, definitely could be.
Just one of our podcasts, formerly Radio Now podcast groups. There's often a lot of discussion here in Minnesota about Kirk Cousins, and Kirk Cousins and Derek Carr often get they're around the same rankings, typically in that kind of 12 to 15. But whenever they talk about Derek Carr, one of the things is that he has a ton of comebacks and game-winning drives. So I think it might be Derek Carr.
Let's do it. I mean,
who's saying that? Matthew Collar over at Purple Insider?
No, this would be the guys on Score North. But I'm sure Matthew Collar might also. Well, he used to be over at Score North, but
he's from Buffalo.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's right. I tried to get Matthew Collar to come on our podcast.
Is too good for this?
I think so.
Sure.
He's been with us. I'll give you his number. We'll text you his number after this.
So I can bombard him with texts.
Deal.
How dare you insult Kirk Cousins? That's right.
Do you guys want to have any team trade for Kirk Cousins? Because I'm sure the Vikings would be fine to get rid of him.
I would love if my team traded.
All right, let's not go down this rabbit hole, Josh.
Anyway, so we're going to check in with Derek Carr for 100 points.
All right, and Levack and Goz.
We also like Derek Carr for 30 points.
Both teams getting their points. It is Derek Carr.
The biggest argument as a Raider fan I get to make is he's the best comeback fourth quarter quarterback in the league.
It's kind of crazy when you hear those stats. And I personally have Derek Carr a number of spots ahead of Kirk Cousins personally. But
I would hope so.
And especially for that reason, because he wins late in games, unlike Kirk Cousins, who.
Well, here's the problem between the two of them. If you compare them both, as simple as that is, Derek Carr has not had anything. He's not. He is what he is, and Kirk Cousins is just a guy that doesn't show up when he needs to. And I feel like Derek Carr is just very consistent.
Kirk Cousins legitimately lines up under guard, so that
he did that once.
That's
one more time than Derek Carr has. Right.
One more than you should.
More times.
You don't know where that thumb should go.
Apparently he just doesn't know rear ends of his offensive line.
Let's get back to question 1. Butt loving.
Guys, when you're thinking about how terrible your team's quarterbacks are, just remember that Jay Schrader tackled his own running back once.
I don't think Kirk Cousins is done.
Never forget it. I can never forget it. Ever.
Let's move on to question number 3. A question I feel like everybody's going to check in really quick. Just whatever. Category hot ice. The Calgary Flames have been heating up the ice since back in 1972 when they were the Atlanta Flames. They've had some great single-season goal scoring performances. Lenny McDonald has the Flames record with 66 goals in one season. Who has the second highest goal scored in a single season for the Flames, scoring 53 goals?
You took the name that I was going to say.
I'm thinking.
Okay. I'm fine. I mean.
If I get this, man, you're never going to hear the end of it.
Well, it doesn't, yeah.
So you probably don't want me to get it. for the sake of the future of this podcast.
You're not going to get it.
All right. Well, in that case,
Then again, if you do, good for you, because
yeah, this would be like a Brad Banks situation.
Hey, go ahead, check it in. I got
All right, we're checked in.
Scott and Josh checked in. Levack and Goz, you guys can talk it out.
All right,
I'm
so
all types of twisted now because
I'm between Donald Duck, Sonia Henny.
Brad Banks,
Oh,
Emily,
Banks.
Brian
could be
Banks.
anyone.
I felt way more confident until you guys started saying there's no chance you're going to get this, and then you're going to check in quick. I'm like, oh God, I don't know.
Just pick one.
I want to go Theo Fleury.
All right. I'm fine with that. We're going to check in with Theo Fleury, and we have 0 points on the board.
All right, Scott and Josh, answer and wager.
They've been trying to answer with Fleury since the very first question, so I hope it works out for them this time. We also wagered 0, and the only goal scorer I know from the Flames is a personal favorite of mine, and that's Jerome McGinley. So that's who we checked in with.
Yeah, that's who I thought you were.
Yeah, figures. Yeah.
With. Unfortunately, neither team getting any points on this. The correct answer is the legend of Calgary, one Gary Roberts.
Fair.
It's also my coach's name, so
what's the most Aginla had in the season?
He was like at 52.
Not far behind.
No,
I won.
no.
Oh, that's not bad. What about anybody named Fleury?
Just anyone. Mick Fleury,
Mark
for all we know.
right. Go get a McFlurry. You'll be fine.
What's the score, Josh? We're going to lose this.
Well, it's 220 to 160. They still have 100 points that they could have wagered on this question.
Correct.
So
we have 20
so
that we could have wagered.
So score update here is after question 3, we have Scott and Josh taking the lead back at 220, and Levack and Goz with 160, bringing us to today's final question. Category, put it in my wheelhouse. What team with a color scheme that includes the color fiery reddish orange won their league championship in 2021, defeating Carolina in the semifinal and Columbus in the championship?
We're going to go ahead and check in.
Levack and Goz have checked in. Scott and Josh, you guys can talk it out.
Fiery reddish orange defeated Carolina and Columbus.
It's not part of the big four, obviously.
Correct. That there's a lot of options here. Well, we can eliminate probably any women's sport since it's Eric. I think this.
So they checked in, right?
They checked in.
What team of the coach?
2021, right? The
2021 championship, defeating Carolina in the semifinal, Columbus in the championship.
Fiery reddish orange, right? That's what it's called.
That's what it says in the question.
I think there is a chance that this could be a team with my favorite team president in all of sports, the Albany Empire.
Okay.
And that's all I have. I personally wouldn't call that fiery reddish orange, but I don't make color names. Neither does Rosart, right, Eric?
Rosart.
Yeah. We had a weird question that was about Crayola colors. And because Eric couldn't afford Crayola as a kid, he didn't get it right.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Yep. I'm guessing you're not really thinking, you're not latched on to anything else. So
nope.
All right, let's just do it then. What do we wager on this? 20?
20.
All right, we're going to check in the Albany Empire, 20 points.
And Levack and Goz, answer and wager, please.
We did 100 points. I do like the Empire. I'm going to go with that. I do remember beating the Cobras on our home field, and then Columbus. Mesa Espinoza did throw 5 straight passes for touchdowns to start the game, but we did take them down. That was the Albany Empire. I was about to do this at one point.
I don't know. That's still right.
Because you say you don't know. You called both games.
Right.
Both teams getting their points on this. The correct answer is the Albany Empire. I have nothing else to add. Levack, you can go ahead and add anything else you want to add other than what you just said.
I'll just break this out. Just put this up here. Just put that.
Nice.
Nice.
That is a
that's
very
all
nice
about.
championship ring that you got there.
So saying this is the 21. I'm just saying. So yeah, no, that's definitely. Yeah, it was. I played hard. I did the best I could. You know, ran around the field a lot. I gave away prizes to small children and threw T-shirts in the crowd. So that's what I did.
Love it. All right, this game has come to an end, and here are the final scores. Scott and Josh finished this game with 240 points. And today's clipboard captain will be receiving the coveted Ryan Nassib Award with 260 points. We have Levack and Goz.
Yeah, we did it!
Yes.
We did it,
Yes.
Levack!
Yes.
You believe in miracles.
Now I'm going to break out the 2019 ring to go with all the championships. The Empire. Oh,
We'd like
After-
to thank Ryan Nassib, who we've met before, a wonderful person, likes cheap beer. We'd like to thank Brad Banks. Are we supposed to give a speech? I'm sorry. Am I interrupting?
No, go ahead. You do what you got
I
to
just like that you're sitting in the dark like a creep. What are you like? Are you within 500 yards of a school? Is that why you don't have your lights on? What's going on?
I feel like this is creepier.
Now I really feel like I'm watching Blair Witch Project.
Right. Snot bubble, guys. Do it.
Yeah.
Something's in the woods.
You know
I
what?
see dead people.
I used to live in that area. There very well probably is something in the woods or someone.
Right. He's gone.
This is our first real abduction. We
Yes.
joke about it with Mason. This is our first
Right.
actual.
Well, congratulations, guys. After starting the game with not getting any questions right in the pre and post game yet again.
Truly remarkable. Still
Yes.
struggle for the rules.
But what we did is we made a question that if you missed it, you'd be really embarrassed. So here you go.
That is very true. If you would have missed that last
Oh my
question.
God.
Oh, geez.
I'd have to step down. I would have to like.
Because you said that at the very beginning. I'm like, oh, please, God, if he misses this, it's gonna be bad.
We are responsible for taking away a man's career.
Yeah, I go in the office on Monday, just like, hey guys, just
Something happened.
we were the big question at the end, and I kind of blew it. So peace
See ya.
out. Matt Woods, your president. See you guys later. I'm gonna go try to find a crappy radio job, and I'll be out. I'm sorry.
Well, Levack and Goz, thank you both for coming on. You guys feel free to take this time to plug anything you want to do, say anything you want to say. Have at it. You earned it.
Go ahead, guys. You like to plug things. Like him.
I'd like to promote Goz of the Media. Don't forget Levack and Goz podcast is available on Apple and Spotify. You can listen to us in the dark in your driveway, hoping for Wi-Fi. It works there. So tag us if you'd like. I would like to come back and defend this. We're hoping to be a Benchie Award nominee this year. This is my plug to get on the benchies this year for Pat LaFontaine-ya Harding.
Albany Empire, we got one regular season game left. We got some playoffs coming up. We got the home field going right now. Everything's going well. Everything's fun. Still doing a podcast with Goz. I don't know why exactly, but I do. No, I think the most important thing to plug is screw the dozen. They stole this from you. You guys have been doing this way longer. And even though that's a decent trivia show, this is better because you did it first and you do it better.
We love you
Appreciate
guys.
that.
You guys are the best. We are very thankful you guys continue to ask us.
Guys, stop
questions.
coming out of the dark when you talk.
Will you have me back on?
In our nightmares.
Why do I feel pressured to say yes?
Right, because he's behind you.
There's about 7 Amber Alerts in Albany right now. There's
Scott, move back.
I thought you'd never ask.
Well, again, thank you guys for coming on. We love having you on. It's always a ton of fun when we record with you guys, and I go out of my way to make sure I'm here when you guys come on. So we appreciate it.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, likewise. It's nice to have a couple semi-professionals on for a change because none of us are that. So it's, it's a blast having you guys on. I echo everything these guys said. I've been to Albany Empire games. I used to go to them all the time. They're a lot of fun. So if you are listening to this and for whatever reason you take a wrong turn and find yourself in the area, and there's an Albany Empire game going on, definitely check it out. They used to shoot hot dogs out of a gun, and they tasted really well. So I don't know what they were doing there, but they really knows all about that. So
I've reduced the flinging meats into the stands. I'm more of a t-shirt guy, t-shirt cannon.
That's fair. That's fair.
I want to be the first team president in Albany Empire history to never give out salmonella. That's my goal.
That's a good goal.
No, that's good. But yeah, and listen to these guys. I listen to them, and it's just a lot. If this was fun for you guys, and you don't really, the trivia aspect doesn't really matter, and you just want to hear more of these guys speak, then certainly give them a listen all the time because they do a good job.
Hey, congrats, guys! You guys are off the schneid. You got yourself a victory. Granted, it's not that impressive to beat Scott and me. But hey,
I mean, it kind of is though, because we beat Need more than one.
I know, but that's us coming off of a high. It's okay though. You got to win. Doesn't matter who the W is against. A W is a W.
Yes.
So,
I mean, it's kind of like beating Michael Jordan because I had my COVID game last week, like Jordan had his flu game. So it's kind of like beating Michael Jordan after the flu game.
B. Jordan.
I mean, that's still impressive.
That's pretty impressive.
Well, I'm not saying it's not impressive. It's just not as impressive. That's all I'm saying. Sorry, Michael B. Jordan.
Thank you.
Good old Michael B. Jordan.
Eric, good game.
Yeah, great job.
Great job. Throwing a wheelhouse in the last question of the fourth quarter, but hey, that's okay. That's all right.
I specifically said it was wheelhouse, and you both got it.
You did.
Correct. We did both get it. We could have wagered more. So
right, but whose wheelhouse?
That's a legit win.
Absolutely.
Brad Banks. I mean, that's all I'd say.
I mean,
that's the best answer to the whole game.
I feel like Scott would have laid down on the Brad Banks question. I feel like at that point, Scott was
we were ready to turn off our cameras and leave.
I would have. Yeah, I almost texted Emily. It was just like, "Hey, sup? Like, you up?
Hey, you ever been to LA?
Yeah. You up? I mean, I know it's like 10:30 there at the time. It was like, you up?
She's like, yeah, we just ran out of plastic bags.
She's working at the price shop. It's not even there anymore. It's a farmer's market now.
You're not allowed to use plastic bags in New York anymore, Scott. So
that's right.
Emily is a stash. Everybody knows Emily gets down. So I hope somehow this girl sees this and goes, screw all of you.
You're right, this girl I haven't spoken to in like 10 years. She's like, how?
I'm going to my house now because I'm in my driveway and creeping out my neighbors.
Yeah, all right. Yeah. Because this is the first time your neighbors have been creeped out by you. Okay, good.
Bye. I didn't turn this thing off.
In true form.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Well, let me just end this and thank you guys again, and thank you for listening to the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast. And until next time, we'll keep the bench warm. Love you, Emily.
That ball hit high and deep. Stretch. Get on back there. They look up. You can put it on the board. Yes.
Into deep left center for Mitchell, and we'll see you tomorrow night.
That great music you're listening to is by Justin Nozick. Thanks to him for producing that music for us. You've been listening to the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast. Make sure to check us out on all of our social media. We are at BenchwarmersTP.